Coming up, has the biggest result for WWE Day 1 been spoiled by WWE? The real reason WWE stars have been pulled from house shows this week, and Tony Khan talks about his signing policy heading into 2022, and so much more. If you're looking for a new you for the new year, then why not try being someone who is subscribed to the WrestleTalk channel? It'll make us really happy and it'll make sure that you don't ever miss an episode. If you're somebody who's already subscribed though, then we're fine with the old you. Just join a gym or something instead.
Support WrestleTalk!
WWE are also kicking off the new year with a new them, opting to put on a brand new pay-per-view on January the 1st called Day 1. The show is set to feature Roman Reigns versus Stretch Armstrong himself, Brock Lesnar, in the main event. But WWE's upcoming house show schedule may have spoiled the result already. And if you don't want to know what is likely to happen on Day 1, you may want to skip ahead a bit in this video because I am saying it in 3, 2, 1. Now, the original house show lineup for the new year would have seen Roman Reigns and the Usos teaming up to take on Drew McIntyre and the New Day in 6-man tag action. But card subject to change has struck again and switched it up so that Drew McIntyre is now set to face whoever the Universal Champion is on the circuit. And while the ever amorphous card could be subject to change again, the current state of things suggests that it's Roman Reigns who'll be walking out of Day 1 with the title, simply because Brock doesn't work a house show schedule. Gotta be at home to feed the cows. There were also reports last week that many superstars were pulled from house shows Raw and NXT 2.0, and some of those changes came about because of COVID-19, but according to the secrets creature known as Dave Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Radio, there is another reason too. Because Dave said, basically what I was told on Sunday night was that there are people who are being held off this week's touring, that the main event is essentially on pay-per-view because they do not want Lesnar, Heyman and Roman Reigns, for example. They want them all at Day 1. It's very important. Whatever storyline they're doing, it's the Mania storyline, and they gotta be there if at all possible. So Reigns was pulled from every house show to lessen his shot at getting sick, and of course, Lesnar wasn't gonna be at a house show, and Heyman didn't need to be on the house shows either. I don't know if Big E tested or he was pulled, he's also a main eventer. Rollins was tested positive. Lashley, we don't know, but he's in the main event, so it can go either way. Then Kevin Owens, I guess they felt like they needed to have one guy out there for TV and for the house shows. Poor Kevin Owens. Signed a new contract, thrust into the line of fire. As it stands, all of the announced matches are still being advertised for Day 1, so if anyone has contracted the virus or come into contact with anyone who has, it would appear that they are expected to have finished quarantining by tomorrow night. How they're going to know without testing anyone is going to be interesting though. I tested this morning and I haven't even left the house yet. As we head into the new year though, it's not only a time to look ahead at what we want to achieve in 2022, but also to take a while to look back and remember 2021. It was f***ing awful. Especially in the wrestling verse, as WWE released a record number of talent throughout the year, citing budget cuts. John Laurinaitis' Pit of Souls continues to grow. There have been some truly shocking releases on that list too, like Bray Wyatt, Aleister Black, and Jeff Hardy, but one that would always stick in my craw was the entirety of Hit Row being let go. Now, there's been lots said about WWE's policy of releases during the year, but former Hit Row member B-Fab went a little more in depth at a recent virtual signing event with K&S WrestleFest. She said that WWE contracts, with them being able to terminate whenever, it's more like the lines of an agreement these days. If you want to live your life, you can't put your life onto this agreement because they can change whenever they want. So it's kind of hard for you to do life and plan for you when you don't know what could happen from day to day. It's not as secure, it's a very scary situation to put yourself in. If you're putting your all into that and you really want that, just like all of us, me included, it's very difficult to say if it's even worth it. Now, this chimes with all of the reports this year of backstage frustration within the company and the general atmosphere of paranoia as the cuts became more and more frequent and the sword of Damocles that is John Laurinaitis sort of swung over everyone's head every day. A cut I mentioned above that truly came out of nowhere was Jeff Hardy, who had been sent home from a house show after appearing, quote, sluggish in the ring, and then was reportedly fired from the company after refusing the company's offer of help and rehab, as reported by Fightful. One man who shared the ring with Jeff for his final WWE match was Drew McIntyre, who has broken his silence on the matter in an interview with Steven Muehlhausen, very nice, very evil, of DAZN. Drew said, "For one, as usual, the internet can take something and blow it out of proportion, but all I'll say on the matter is I just want what's best for Jeff and for him to be healthy. As long as he's good, as long as he's healthy, as long as he's happy with his family, then Drew McIntyre is happy." Another release from this year, Karrion Kross has also been talking about his time in WWE during an interview with Renee Paquette on her Oral Sessions podcast. Kross, who stormed through the ranks at NXT, suffered greatly when he went to the main roster. First of all, losing to the aforementioned Jeff Hardy early doors, but I'm still letting it play out, you know, guys. And secondly, being saddled, lashed, and gagged with a weird Spartan gimmick. "Our dildos will blot out the sun." Now, Kross opened up about the first time he saw the new costume, saying, "When I saw it, the picture of it, I showed it to Scarlett, and I just started laughing. I said, I can be comfortable wearing this, but this is not going to go over in 2021. I look at it like this. Nobody wants the reputation of being difficult to work with. No one wants the reputation for being a mark for themselves and not wanting to do this and this. And here I am." Which just goes to show you that sometimes you're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't, but you're probably more damned if you dress as a gimp. But it's still interesting to me how fearful people are of being called difficult by WWE, when it feels like nowadays it's obviously the phrase they just throw around whenever they've tanked somebody's momentum and released them, and they're now out in the world being a bit cross about it. We are in the attitude problem era. Continuing that train of thought would lead us naturally to AEW, who have signed some of WWE's ex-quote-unquote difficult stars, like Lio Rush, for instance, who's actually doing quite well in AEW. 2021 has honestly been a shopping spree for TK, who rather than buying wrestling figures is just rich enough to just buy the people and play with them instead. We've seen Bryan Danielson, Malachi Black, CM Punk, Ruby Soho, Andrade El Idolo, and Adam Cole all snatched up by AEW this year, plus Mercedes Martinez and Kyle O'Reilly in the last 2 weeks. With a now bulging roster and only so many AEW programs to feature them on, it makes you wonder who else is going to get signed in 2022? Because with WWE's most recent releases only just reaching the end of their non-compete clauses and Ring of Honor having released all of their talent, the field is flooded with free agents right now. Say that 10 times fast. Speaking with TV Insider, Tony Khan said that the roster will continue to expand in 2022, but I do think I have to be more discerning than ever in talent acquisition. Because we have such a strong roster, I was aggressively expanding with the launch of Rampage. We have a lot of great talent working, but it's time for me to be more discerning than ever in terms of acquisitions. Which I think is a good policy, or we'd have to bring back the old adage we used when WWE aggressively signed every indie wrestler under the sun ahead of AEW's launch. Play with toys you have, Tony. Thankfully though, TK does seem to be aware of that, and the slow builds for homegrown talent like MJF and Jungle Boy continue. There is another name to watch out for, as Tony revealed in an interview with CBS Sports, saying, "I think for a variety of reasons, there's a number of people I'm excited to feature in the coming year. For example, it was completely out of everyone's control, but Darius Martin has been out injured, and I think he's tremendous. I would love to get him back soon and teaming with his brother Dante. Dante has become a big star, and I think they were tremendous as a tag team. When the injury happened, Darius was 21 and Dante was 19. Now, Dante is 20 and has been featured so much on Dynamite and Rampage and has now been a main eventer on Dynamite. When Darius comes back, I think he's somebody that could come in and be great for us, so I'm really excited about him in particular. That's an important name to keep an eye on." And finally, to wrap up our final news episode of 2021 with some good news from Impact, because at the end of the latest episode, Undead Bride and my makeup guru Su Yung revealed that she is pregnant in the creepiest possible way. Sort of just sucked up the souls of Kimberly and Brandy Lauren and made them into a baby. Anyway, congratulations to her and her husband Rich Swann. I am pleased for you guys. And Happy New Year to you, WrestleTalk viewer. Thank you for sticking with us throughout the year. We've had a blast reporting the news, reviewing the shows, watching the pay-per-views with you all, and we hope that you enjoyed it too. We will see you all in the new year. It's like Sunday for a day one review. Wrestling never ends. Jam that jam.
Right, okay, well, let's get into this, because your topic was quite, this all started from the fact that you two fancy booked the Royal Rumble 2020, and now here we are. It is twice in a lifetime. So your topic was twice in a lifetime, which we all know was so good for CM Punk.